How's my audio? Today we're going to be reviewing. I don't know which one of these three videos. This video has been published everywhere, so we're going to be reviewing as much of the debate between Apostate Prophet and Mohammed Hijab and Adam Saleh. Well, he didn't talk much, but whatever. But I don't know which one to review. You guys decide, because I have three options for you guys. People in YouTube members can decide. How's my audio? Oh, Susanna's here. Hey guys, if you're watching this later, that means, and didn't watch it live, that means that you just hit the notification bell. Come on, guys, hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can join with us later. See, like the live chat is here, and I'm gonna highlight everybody. Look at this audio. Okay, AJ is saying audio is good. Soha is here. Shobham is here. But yeah, okay, so we're going to be reviewing this video. But guys, you decide which one. So this has been uploaded on the Apostate Prophet's channel. The thing at all. Whoa, the thing with this is that we're not going to be able to see Apostate Prophet. For Apostate Prophet, he's going to be like just a picture here. So if that's, so if you watch it on his channel, we're not going to see him moving or like his face. It's just a picture. But then we also have it on Mohammed Hijab's channel. And if you watch it here, the good thing about it is that we have the Apostate Prophet on video here, but the audio, I think, there's some issues with the audio on this one a little bit, but we can still hear the Apostate Prophet, but the audio here is a little bit better. And the third option is to watch this 10-minute segment on Ali Dawa's channel, because Ali Dawa has his own commentary on it, and it's kind of like hilarious, and we could comment on Ali Dawa's commentary on it as well. So you guys decide. Hey, Justin, which one? Hijab is known to edit footage. Yeah, I know he's known to edit footage, but it's still pretty bad, even with his editing. I'm seeing. So you guys decide which one should I do. Pick. As the members can decide. Apostate Prophet. Should I do it on which channel? Ali Dawa's, Mohammed Hijab's, or Apostate Prophet's channel? Which one of them should I review? Again, why I'm so sad that this one doesn't have.
Look, listen.
Oh wait, it starts actually becoming. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do Apostate Prophet, because at minute 6, all of a sudden it starts moving.
I don't think.
Why didn't it have before? And then all of a sudden.
Not to
All right, it starts moving. Where is it? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do Apostate Prophet. What do you guys think? Eunice is new. Hey, Eunice, thank you so much for becoming a member. Wait, you were a member before. What happened? Did you upgrade your membership? Because it's not showing it to me on. What happened? Well, thank you, Eunice. I don't know. Why is it showing me your member again? It was a member before. It's fine. Let's just get into this, okay? AP. People are saying, okay, Eunice is saying AP. Okay. I don't want to get into this. This is basically Adam Saleh just telling him, get started already.
So are you an ex-Muslim?
Yeah, ex-Muslim.
Ex-Muslim. Hold on, wait. You're the guy that you're the guy that you were. I've seen it the other day. You were watching that other dude. I don't know, the David guy who was like eating the Quran or something.
That's you. You watched him eat the Quran.
Yeah, I was there.
And you were like, you did a video or something ripping up the Quran and stuff. Don't you think?
Wow, man, that's dirty, man.
Yeah,
Wow, so dirty. Paper, just tearing up paper. Wow, so dirty.
Don't you think that there's a different way to like share your opinions and because share your ideas instead of like, disrespecting the Quran and ripping it and eating it and acting like complete hooligans?
Of course, I think there's a different way to represent these things. I mean, we could talk about what my motives are and what ex-Muslim motives are all day long. But of course, there is a different way to express your opinions. And to be very honest, I don't think there is any point in ripping up a Quran. I think it's a completely unnecessary
So
act.
why did you?
I think it's very necessary. I disagree with the Apostate Prophet. When people are making it a taboo for you to rip up paper, then it becomes necessary to rip up paper just to break their taboos.
Why did you do that?
I did.
It seemed like you were egging it on because like I understand you're ex-Muslim and you have your own faith. At the end of the day, everybody Muslims have their own faith. At the end of the day, but like it seems like
wait, ex-Muslim have their own faith? What the hell are you talking about? I don't have any faith.
you're ex-Muslim and you have your own faith, and the day.
Did these people? Okay, like these people don't even understand us. You're talking to an atheist. You're like, you have your own faith. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're talking to an atheist. Oh, we have our own faith, and you, ex-Muslim atheist, you have your own faith. Do you like? Huh?
You know, everybody.
And who's like? Where's the camera? Like, where's the camera just showing the wall?
Muslims have their own faith at the end of the day, but like it seems like you have like this vendetta against Muslims.
No,
you know,
no.
like
I did
like
that
you're an ex-Muslim, but you represent. I'm an ex-Muslim. Like the reason it's an ex is like it should be in the past.
Well, Fatima is here. This is a challenge of trying not to get frustrated. Yes. Oh my God! How many times do we have to answer this question? Like, oh, if you're an ex-Muslim, why are you defining yourself as an ex-Muslim? Is you have to live in the past. Well, because a lot of people are struggling with it, and because you guys make it so difficult for us to leave it in the past. It's because of Islam that we can't leave it in the past. It's also because you want to help other people to make it part of their past. It's kind of like you're like ex-heroin addict, right? You know, or you're an alcoholic. You know, you're recovering alcoholic, and you're constantly mentioning, I'm a recovering alcoholic. Why, right? But why do you think people mention that, right? Why do you think like somebody who used to be a heroin addict now goes and people like, I'm a ex-heroin addict. This is my story. This is how I managed to defeat this. Well, because like, would you go to them and tell them like, oh, why are you okay? If you left it behind, why are you constantly talking about it? Well, A, because other people might need help who are leaving it behind as well, and B, because you guys have made us a target because we left the religion, right? You guys have made us a target. Well, not you, maybe you guys, but mostly also governments, and and also a lot of the people in your community. So because you already made us a target based on our identity as ex-Muslims, we need to highlight the like this is an identity that we wish it was meaningless. We wish it was meaningless, but because ex-Muslims are a target, they use that identity that you gave us as apostates or infidels or whatever to find each other and to support each other.
Am I right? Like, I don't know. Like,
no, I did that for a very for a very specific reason. When I ripped up the Quran on that show, for example, I explained very clearly why I was ripping up the Quran as I was doing it. So if people actually want to go there and see what I was saying as I was ripping up the Quran.
Hey, Jamal is giving me a great idea. I was thinking like I can't pee on the Quran. That would be like YouTube will remove me if I do that, right? Because that's not allowed. But Jamal is saying, what if I flush the Quran? I'm gonna flush the Quran. Hey, Susanna is here. It's our CEO. Am I allowed to flush the Quran? Is that allowed? Can I flush I want to flush the Quran. That's a great idea. That should be allowed on YouTube. That doesn't there's not going to be any pee involved. Hey, I figured out how to escalate this.
No.
What I was saying.
What's the explanation to like ripping the Quran? Like, tell us here instead of going on to your tell us here. Like,
of course, I will explain it to you. Just let me speak. I will explain it to you.
Yeah.
So I am doing my ex-Muslim work, right? And there was a lot of back and forth between me and Muslims, and it's all going well as it maybe should. I don't know. But recently, between me and Mohammed Hijab and Ali Dawa, there has been a lot of.
But this is not even about. No. Sorry to cut you. This is not about Mohammed Hijab or Ali Dawa
It is.
we don't even care about them. We're not defending them at all. We're defending.
Oh my God, maybe try listening. He's telling you. Okay, so you tell him why he turned up the Quran. He's gonna tell you this was in response to something, and you're not letting him talk. God, he's giving you the answer, like, oh, this is not about Muhammad Hijab. Well, it is, because it is the answer to your goddamn question. Maybe let him speak for like 5 goddamn seconds.
Islam in the Quran.
Like he's like, this has nothing to do with Muhammad Hijab. Yeah, but you ask him why he did that. Well, because Muhammad Hijab came and said like, oh, I can insult your wives and do rape threats against them because you're insulting our prophet. And he wanted to respond to that, be like, okay, look, this paper and this matters more to you guys than actual people. That was a point I was trying to make. So you're like, oh, this is not about Muhammad Hijab. Well, you made it about Muhammad Hijab when you ask him why he turned up the Quran.
Quran.
I know.
You ripping up the Quran. It's like, what's your defense? You're mentioning them.
He's answering you. Maybe let him answer.
And hijab. and
Well,
Ali
let me
Dawah
talk.
have nothing to do with you ripping the Quran.
Well,
You're
let me talk.
disrespecting
Now,
billions. That's what I'm trying to say. You
Okay,
disrespect.
well, let me talk, but it has to do with this. The whole protest.
So
it
no,
was
it doesn't
ripping
have
up,
to do it.
Ripping up the
They
Quran
have
was an
nothing
act
to-
of protest. It was an
An
act
act
of protest
of
to a
protest
certain thing
to
that was
rip
happening.
up-
protests? What? You know how much people you're offending? You're offending so many people.
Are you going to let
For
me?
no-
You know how many people you're offending? They don't have to watch. God damn it, it's so easy not to watch. You know how many people are offending? You know who's showing? You know what? You know, Apostate Prophet is not showing Muslims that he's tearing up the Quran. You know who's showing him? Who's showing Muslim? Who's showing people who get offended that the Quran is being torn apart? You guys, your YouTube channel has a Muslim audience. You are showing them this. You are showing them this. They're like, you know how many people you're offending? No, he's not. You're offending them. The people who get offended, they don't have to go to an ex-Muslim atheist YouTube channel to watch it. They're watching Muslim channels, and you guys are showing them the things that they get offended by. Like, you know how many people are offended? Like, it's an act of protest. Like, how is this an act of protest? You're offending people. Yes, act of protest usually offend people.
we don't even care about them. We're not defending them at all. We're defending Islam and the Quran.
I know.
You know, you ripping up the Quran. It's like, what's your defense? You're mentioning them. Muhammad and Hijab and Ali Dawah have nothing to do with you ripping the Quran. You're disrespecting billions. That's what I'm trying to say. You disrespect.
Okay, well, let me talk, but it has to do with this. The whole protest.
So no, it doesn't have to do it.
Ripping up the
They
Quran
have
was
nothing
an act
to
of protest. It was an
an
act of protest to a certain thing.
to
That
rip
was
up.
Protests? What? You know how much people you're offending?
You know, people always, when people don't have any points to bring up, this is what they do. Like, let me teach you, okay? Like, let's say I want to make you look like ridiculous, and I don't know how to talk, and I don't know how to make logical points. You tell me something, like, let's say, like, how could you do something like me, to something like this? And you respond, I'm like, and then I'll just repeat what you said, and then we're like, what? Are you serious? Oh, how? Like, I'm not. Listen, like, I'm not saying anything, right? Let's say, like, you say, why would you do this? And you say, well, it was an act of protest, right? I don't have any comeback. So I was like, an act of protest? What? How? Like, what? This is childish. Usually people use the word childish or immature often when they don't have any way to explain why you did what you did is wrong. They just, like, label it like that. And then you ask them, okay, what's wrong with it? They're like, but you don't know how. Like, oh, what? Like, they don't know. Okay, you can do all of that, but can you actually, like, spell it out? Like, tell me why it's wrong as well.
Offending so many people.
Are you going to let
for
me
no
speak?
reason?
Are you going to let me speak?
He gave you the reason. You guys you can't listen.
Believe about, like, right and wrong as an ex-Muslim? Like, do you believe in right and wrong?
Of course I do. But come on, I
Do
came here.
Do you think that what you did was right?
I came here so we can exchange.
Yeah, we're just asking.
I'm asking you a question. Like, do you think what you did was right though? Like, do you think that's right?
I think it was right. Yes.
You think ripping up the Quran? So
that's childish.
Look how they're surprised. They're like, you think that when ripping the Quran is the right thing to do? Yeah, that's why he did it. How could you not think it's the right thing to do? Like, these two are idiots. These two are brain dead.
Just because you disagree with a certain group of people,
do you think
you're
killing
gonna
people who don't believe in Islam is right?
No, we do not. We do not condone of killing. We do not.
Do you think sending?
Well, anyway, if someone,
do you think sending veiled rape threats?
No,
to people's
if
lives?
anyone changes their religion or anything, we don't condone killing or nothing.
Islamically,
you did condone it. You, Adam Saleh, you did condone it.
if you kill one person, it's like you killed all humanity. That's how precious.
It's so funny because that Quran verse that they're mentioning, they tell us that we take things out of context, and yet they take the parts of the Quran that sounds even slightly good, they take it out of context, because that Quran verse, I mean, you guys know, right? Like, I'm hoping that the people here know that the verse in the Quran that says, oh, if you kill one man, it's like killing all mankind. That was if you read that in context, it wasn't a guide for everybody. That was just God talking about the Bani Israel, about the Jews before the Prophet came. And also, if you actually read the next verse after, it tells you to crucify to crucify people for spreading corruption on earth and doesn't even clarify what this means to spread corruption on earth. Technically, we're spreading corruption on earth according to their standards. So the Quran verse that comes right after saying that killing one mankind is like killing one person is like killing all mankind. The verse right after it tells you to crucify people like me and the apostate prophet. These people, like, oh God, it is so frustrating.
Precious a life is in Islam.
But you are aware that,
right?
that according to Islam, as someone who leaves Islam and who openly says that he left Islam is supposed to be put to death. This is according to all Islamic jurisdictions.
No, we do not condone of killing anyone. You must have had a.
But
did you not? Did you not hear what he said? He didn't ask if you condone it. He asked if you know that in Islam, if somebody leaves Islam, if somebody is an ex-Muslim, they're supposed to be put to death. Did you not even? This guy has hearing problems.
Misunderstanding. Hold on. When you were Muslim, I feel like you must have had a misunderstanding. I feel like, and it's got to the point where you're ripping.
Moron.
Have you not recently made a response video to me? And Ali Dawa even made a response video in which Ali Dawa clearly said,
this isn't about Ali Dawa or Muhammad Hijab. This isn't about them.
Maybe if you let Apostate Prophet finish his question, you will realize why this has exactly to do with what you just said. You said you don't condone it, and he's trying to tell you something that maybe you do. Maybe let him finish the fucking question before you respond to it, you idiot. It seems like this is why they couldn't debate Apostate Prophet. This is why they had to trick him into like now they're going to bring Mohammed Hijab in, because they know if you create a fair debate environment, these people will not be able to perform in any way. They have to constantly interrupt him. They're not letting him finish. This is why the Apostate Prophet understood that if he wants to continue with these people, there needs to be some unbiased environment with the moderator and everything, because these people do not. Oh God damn it!
It has nothing. I don't care about Ali Dawa. I don't care about Muhammad Hijab. I'm talking about you. Why are you ripping?
But you said you don't condone it, and you did condone it on Ali Dawa's channel, and that's what he's trying to say. Like, I'm talking about you. Well, he's referring to what you just said. Just let him finish.
Up the Quran, and you thinking it's right
because it's an act of.
Oh my
Why God. Are you ripping up stuff and you're eating the Quran? You look like a child.
And the fact that you're trying to back it up as just like some protest, like come on, that's a petty excuse, my friend.
Petty excuse? Why? Explain your position. You're just describing your feelings.
I don't know if I should.
Ali Dawa recently made a video in which
Ali Dawa, Muhammad Hijab.
Let him finish.
You love them.
That I deserve to
we do not condone. We do not. None of us condone.
So you do not agree that people should be put to death for believing Islam?
We do not condone.
No, we don't. Death, man.
We don't. I feel bad.
Human life is all of humanity.
You must have
looked that up.
You must have misunderstood.
Then why did you put Allahu Akbar under Ali Dawa's video?
Allahu Akbar means God is greatest.
Really, you're telling a oh God, these people are morons. I'm gonna do another Quran eating right here while we watch this. He's saying you put Ali Dawa said that ex-Muslims should be killed, and you went under the video and you put Allahu Akbar with the heart symbol right on the video where Ali Dawa said that yes, ex-Muslims should be killed. Okay, that's what you did, Adam Saleh, and he's telling you that you did condone it, and now your comeback is what? You're telling the Apostate Prophet what Allahu Akbar means? Thank you so much, Adam Saleh. You're a goddamn moron. You're a moron. You're an idiot.
Why did you agree with this video?
Allahu Akbar.
If you were, I should be killed.
Allahu Akbar means God is the greatest.
Do you not listen to his question? Like, why did you do that on his video? It's like, Allahu Akbar means God the greatest. Okay. He's just not listening. You're not listening to his...
Means God is great. Did you forget that? Or no,
it depends, like the way you take it. Like Allah Akbar probably to you means some other crazy things because you probably see things in the media. That's affecting your.
He's an ex-Muslim. He knows what Allahu Akbar means. He's not been influenced by the media. God damn it! He used to be a conservative Muslim. You morons! You fucking morons!
But you have to understand that, like, It means
Slim,
if you look it up, it's called God.
I don't think both of you are above intelligent people. I could now sit
Oh
here
wow!
and
Stop
insult,
playing.
and
You
insult
said,
your intelligence.
but I mean, I don't think you're intelligent either. You rip Qur'ans for protests.
I could sit here and insult
There's so many different ways to protest.
I have a question. Though. I have
Oh,
a question,
God.
but it's not about Ali Dawah. It's not about Mohammed.
This is very childish. I didn't come here to insult you, and I don't.
Yeah, no, I'm not insulting you. We're trying to understand you. Like I'm very
You're trying to understand me. You're not letting me speak for 5 seconds.
Or speak.
You're insulting me. You're interrupting me. Whatever I said, I didn't.
I never said A plus. I never said A plus or nothing. I never said nothing.
You typed it here on the screen. You typed A plus right here on the screen.
I thought honestly, I thought that was I don't know why.
I thought your name was A plus 2,
call
bro.
yourself a prophet. You know.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah. So as I was saying, I have a question. Why, like, why is it when someone leaves Islam, they end up putting like, everywhere in their bios and everywhere, like, oh, ex-Muslim. They're always, it's like Islam is living rent free in their heads. Like,
will you let me explain that?
Yeah, would you let him explain that to you, or are you gonna interrupt him every 5 seconds?
I will let you explain that.
How about this? Give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes, and I will explain it to you. Okay.
All right. Let's see if he's gonna give him 2 minutes. So this is 6. Okay. So minute 6. So he should let him speak until 8.
You're gonna have 2 minutes for what?
I will explain to you why an ex-Muslim like me, for example, or other ex-Muslims speak out against Islam and put it on their bios. I will explain it to you. Do you give me 2 minutes and promise me not to interrupt?
You need 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
You look at your phone. You can't.
They
answer
can't.
from your phone.
They just physically unable to let him speak.
Fine. Give me.
Can you
give me
answer
1
from
minute.
your soul?
No, I'm setting a timer. Can you give me 2 minutes? Can you give me 2 minutes to explain why people are
they can't.
You know what? How about this? I know you kind of.
They're laughing. They're like, why can't you just talk? Because you don't let him.
For to be on our podcast and stuff like that, and
you
were, I don't know. I feel like in a way, you know that we're not really knowledgeable. You say that, oh, you're not knowledgeable about Islam. You shouldn't be saying that at all. You know what I'm saying? We still, like, we're Muslim at the end of the day, but there's more scholars, there's Islam scholars, there's people who know who.
Oh, Jimmy Bengish is here. Hi, Jimmy.
Very knowledgeable. They go to school for it, and they know. So we have a friend of ours who's gonna come and talk to all of us, and who's more knowledgeable about this. So come on in.
See, this is the dishonesty. Like, they didn't tell him. Like, so they didn't tell him that they're gonna bring Mohammed Hijab on. All right. Imagine, like, you have somebody that insulted your wife, threatened her with rape, and you don't want to talk to them anymore. And these morons, Adam Saleh and whoever that other idiot is, invited Apostate Prophet without telling him that, yeah, they're gonna bring Mohammed Hijab on. Like, the fact that Apostate Prophet even talks to somebody like this who threatened his own wife with rape, like, that takes a level of patience that most people don't have. But to do that to him while, like, tricking him like this is such a low. Let me tell you guys, I don't know if we're gonna get to the morality part, but actually, I'll let you know about this later. Hold on.
Very educated, so, like, you know what I'm saying.
Where's this
Hold it
gonna
down. He's a very good friend of ours.
Who's knowledgeable and would know, like,
I want him to, like, be able to like
who is he going to join
exchange
us now?
like words with you as well.
He's gonna come in.
Yo, where's he at? Where's he at? What? In the meantime,
they couldn't look at it. They're sharing one headset. They couldn't afford one of those things that splits the audio into two people.
You want to talk about your 2 minute timer thing?
Okay, sure.
Here's a chance. Here's a chance while he comes in.
So you have asked me why people who leave Islam are so obsessed with Islam and why they make it so open that they have left Islam and why they talk about Islam. Let me tell you this: there are many ex-Muslims in the world, including me. I grew up with Islam. I was extremely religious when I was a.
Unmute them. Unmute. Ask unmute. No, not him.
Oh, wait a minute.
Go. No, ask the bottom. Yeah, down.
My God.
Ask unmute.
Bunch of idiots.
All right. So go on. I'm sorry. Go on.
I was extremely religious when I was a Muslim. I believed in Islam very firmly.
So what's happening right now? They were gonna have Mohammed Hijab right now, and they're having technical difficulties. So they're nervous about, like, why is it not working? So they're telling Apostate Prophet, just speak, just keep talking until we get him back here.
I was raised
Until
with
when?
this.
Until when?
What's your
Until when?
nationality, by the
See,
way? I just want to know your nationality.
Turkish. I was raised with it. My parents are very religious. I was in very religious environments, and after leaving Islam, like many other Muslims, like many other ex-Muslims, I was basically shunned, basically rejected by society. But my situation is not very bad. I live in America freely right now. I have burned the bridges. I've come here. I'm free, and I can do and say whatever I want. But it's not about me. It's about so many other people. In over 12 countries, it is officially punishable by death to leave Islam, and leaving Islam is today in 2020 officially
The
punishable.
only reason why AP is managing to talk right now is because they're right now they're occupied trying to figure out how to add Mohammed Hijab into this stream, into this recording. So that's why they're right now focusing on that, and that's why AP is managing to get away with saying for 5 seconds worth of commentary.
Punishable by death. In many other countries, it is forbidden. In many other countries, it's a social taboo. People persecute and punish their kids and their loved ones, their known ones, for leaving Islam. So people live under persecution if they leave Islam. So your entire life is affected by Islam. And afterwards, if you decide not to believe in it, just because you don't believe in it, you're also followed and persecuted
They're
for
busy
that.
with their
So
phone.
it is completely normal that somebody who leaves Islam, whose entire life was defined by the fears of Islam and by the introductions of Islam, also leaves Islam.
See, they were talking on the phone and they were chatting. He like, if somebody is, it makes sense for somebody that their entire life is defined by the Islam, and now that they left Islam, it makes sense for them to fear Islam. It makes sense for them, he's trying to explain to them why somebody would identify as an ex-Muslim, and they weren't paying attention. They were like working on their phone. They were like, "Oh, where's Mohammed Hijab?" Like they weren't paying attention to any of that.
We have a friend here who's more I feel like he's way more.
I will not talk to Mohammed Hijab. Mohammed Hijab is
He guessed it. He guessed it.
his
What did he guess it, or did they mention?
execution if they leave Islam. So your entire life is affected by Islam. And afterwards, if you decide not to believe in it, just because you don't believe in it, you're also followed and persecuted for that. So it is completely normal that somebody who leaves Islam, whose entire life was defined by the fears of Islam and by the introductions of Islam, also
we have a friend here who's more I feel like he's way more.
I will not talk to Mohammed Hijab. Mohammed Hijab has insulted my wife.
He's really not. Oh no! You've disrespected, bro. You've disrespected.
No, I
look. This is exactly the reason why we do this to the Quran. Okay, because they're saying he's saying Muhammad Hijab disrespected my wife. We're like, well, you disrespected, like, yeah, paper, no, paper. It's just paper, right? So that's the whole point. This is the whole point. This is why we do this to the Quran, because you guys are idiots. You compare paper to people, and we want to show the whole world how stupid you are. That's why we do it. And he's making a point like, this guy went after my wife, and you guys want me to talk to him, and you didn't even get my permission. You didn't even get my consent to do this with Mohammed Hijab, and now you're like, no, I don't want to talk to this guy. Like, why would I? He insulted my wife. And you know, like, yeah, but you disrespected. Like, this is your standard. This is your.
You ripped up the Quran.
I do not
disrespect,
care.
and then you talk
Mohammed
about
Hijab is a scumbag.
Relax. It's not about Mohammed Hijab. No, it's not about him.
Like Adam said, it's like it's not about Mohammed Hijab. You're bringing him here. How is it not about him? He insulted his wife, and you're bringing him on to talk to him. And like, oh, it's not about Mohammed Hijab. What the fuck? These people, oh my God.
Mohammed Hijab is a scumbag. I have made a debate over. Shut the hell up. I have.
That's
why you are scared.
Where is he? Where is he not in the? Where is he not showing? Oh, here.
Everybody. I made a debate offer. I made a debate offer to Mohammed Hijab. I made a debate offer to Mohammed Hijab.
He can't hear us. He can't hear any of us. He can't hear any of us.
I made a debate offer to Mohammed Hijab. Mohammed Hijab accepted my debate offer because
I can't hear any of you on Zoom.
Unmute.
Unmute on Zoom.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
What the hell? Look at the camera working. What the hell happening down here?
Can you
okay,
as well?
Mohammed,
come to Zencaster.
Mohammed Hijab is here. No, it's all right. We're here. Can you hear us here?
I can hear you guys, but he's gonna have to unmute if he wants to engage.
Oh, okay. Can you unmute your microphone?
Yeah, like Justin is also pointing out. They say it's not about X. Like, you ask a question, and every time you want to answer, they just say it's not about your answer. Like, okay, like, is that the way? Like, I can say anything, and this is my answer to your question. Like, well, it's not about that. Like, and they keeps repeating it over and over again.
I could do that, yeah.
Oh, we have the
Can you hear us now?
Mrs. Prophet is here.
Yeah. Now I haven't been paying attention to what you've been saying because I can't actually hear.
Yeah, so pretty much, as I was saying, we were telling him about his childish acts that he was doing, ripping the Quran and watching that guy eat the Quran, and he's trying to defend himself, but he just kept on mentioning your name, Ali Dawah's name, which I feel like is childish. It has nothing to do with Muhammad Hijab or Ali Dawah. This is about you disrespecting, you know, the Quran. Like, what kind of? There's different ways to share your opinions.
Okay, it's about disrespecting. You know, fuck your Quran. Okay. There's different ways of sharing your opinion. Well, I choose to do it in a way that shows how hypocritical you guys are.
I have to say something very quickly.
Hi.
Adam and Slim, you have invited me here today.
Yes.
Acted as if you were very genuine people. Texted me and said,
here. You wanted to be on a podcast. We have someone
and said that I would be talking here to the.
We are talking.
To the two.
He's saying you were being dishonest. You guys are tricked. You're trying to you're being dishonest. You're not being transparent. Let me tell you guys something, because I know the morality part is somewhere here, but I want to talk about morality part because a lot of people get so much. I mean, I'm very interested in talking about moral philosophy. All right. However, what the results of the moral philosophy that you follow and the standards that you have speak much louder than any philosophical language you can use to justify it, right? And these people keep wanting to pin him down, well, if you don't believe in God, so there's no objective morality, so I could insult your wife, so you shouldn't have any problem with this or that. How could you judge me? You can't judge me because there's no objective morality. You can be like, these are our standards because of religion, but you don't have any standards, blah, 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 blah. You guys heard that so many times, right? But guys, look, whatever moral standards, here's the thing. You could dress it up with philosophical language as much as you want. Whatever moral standards that gives you these people, gives you a person that sends rape threats and calls for people to be killed for their beliefs, or insults people's wives or stuff like that. Whatever moral standard that results this, I don't care how you want to philosophically justify it, that is far inferior than any moral standards that gets you what Apostate Prophet is doing, right? Obviously, when it comes to moral standards, we can see that the Apostate Prophet has much, much higher standards, and the results are much higher than whatever you guys are doing. So you could be like, oh, I'm educated, I wrote a book, I wrote articles, I read this book, I read that book. You send rape threats and you insult people. I don't care how many books you've read on moral philosophy. The results speak for themselves. You are a pathetic monster. You are evil. You guys are evil. You're so obvious. I don't even know how you have fans. I don't know how Muslims are like, guys, stop. We don't want you to defend Islam. You make us look horrible. You guys are sending rape threats to people, and you're insulting their wives even if they're not involved. Their families, you're going after their families. You could have read every single philosophical literature about morality ever written, but when it comes to morality, you guys suck. You guys suck. I mean, if let's say Apostate Prophet didn't read a single book on morality, and you guys read all of them, and you wrote your own books on them as well. I mean, this shows that all your book reading didn't result into anything. You're sending people rape threats, and you're saying it's okay for people to die if they stop believing in something. Is there any more philosophizing needed after that?
You're talking. You didn't say anything about Mohammed Hijab. I wouldn't have come here. I wouldn't have come here.
He helps us, brother. He helps us. I'm sorry.
I would not have come here if Mohammed Hijab was here, because I made a debate offer to Mohammed Hijab, which Mohammed Hijab clearly rejected. Afterwards, Mohammed Hijab told me to commit suicide. He harassed my wife. He tried to dox me. He made death threats. He made rape threats. He harassed people's family. He tried to dox me.
Look, listen.
He's like all of that. Put that aside. If you have something to say about Islam, say something about Islam. Why should he? To you, like, oh yeah, all of that. I did like rape threats. I insulted your wife. Put that all aside. Let's talk about Islam. Why the fuck should he? Why the fuck should he? I mean, even what he's doing, the level of patience that it takes for the Apostate Prophet to even address you right now, it's amazing. You're like, oh yeah, that's not what we're talking about. Put that all aside. Yeah, I insulted you. I came after your wife and all that, but let's put that aside. Why should you put that aside, you fucking moron? Like, oh, it's not about that. You made it about that.
Excusing
talk,
people
let him talk, let him talk.
for my
Papers, let him talk. Papers, let him talk.
including he also approved of Ali Dawa insulting my
let's put all of the
3-year-old
insults
son.
to the side.
Ali-
Let's put all of the insults to the side. After I came on Twitter. I kept on posting pictures of your wives and make all of these remarks publicly in front of everybody with my large following about them. Yeah, let's put all of it aside. Why should he put it aside?
Ali Dawa insulted my
Papers,
3-year-old
make him let him
son,
talk.
and Mohammed
Let him
Hijab
talk, let him
approved of
talk.
that.
What? Really? Did he say 3-year-old what?
To commit suicide, he
Oh
harassed
yeah, he told him to commit suicide.
my wife.
don't be
He tried to
scared.
dox
We're
me.
on
He
here.
tried to
You-
dox me.
about
He
Islam.
made
He tried to dox him.
You're
death
talking about
I'm
urinating.
threats.
right
He
now.
made
Look, if you
rape
have something to
threats.
say-
Rape.
if you have
He
something to
harassed
say about
people's
Islam,
family. He tried to dox
Look,
people.
listen. All
He
of that
also
is-
excused
Let him talk,
people
let him talk, let him
advocating
talk.
for my
Papers,
death
let him talk.
penalty,
Papers, let him talk.
including he also
Okay,
approved
look,
of
if
Ali
you-
Dawa
look,
insulting
let's
my
put all of the
3-year-old
insults
son.
to the side.
Insulting his 3-year-old son? I didn't know that part. Did you guys know that part? Holy crap.
Ali
Let's put all
Dawa
of these
insulted my
matters to the
Papers,
3-year-old
side.
make him let him
son,
talk.
and Mohammed
Let him
Hijab
talk, let him
approved of
talk.
that.
One
I will
more,
not let him
I
talk.
just want to say one thing before you. I mean, you can go if you want to. It's just gonna say something about your spirit here.
It will say something
Well,
about you.
look,
Everybody,
you can go if
I'm
you
making
like.
a video about you right now. I made you a
Look,
debate
look,
offer.
look,
Mohammed
look,
Hijab.
look,
You
before
ran
respect
away.
Yeah,
you-
the Apostate Prophet made you a debate offer that was fair, and but you guys know that you can't perform there. You have to create this kind of environment. You have to trick people into an environment where you don't let anybody speak.
We
You
stop
are
cutting
a
you off.
pussy.
Can you stop
You are
cutting off?
scared.
Yo,
Please,
can you stop
calm
cutting
down?
off?
Calm down.
One person at a time. One
You
person at a
seem
time.
triggered. You seem
You are a
emotionally
bunch of
unstable.
unreliable.
Did you hear that? Mohammed Hijab said, like, oh, you seem emotionally unstable. Yeah. I do rape threats. I come after people's 3-year-old son. I try to dox them. I make excuses for why they should be killed. And if you respond emotionally to him, any of that, like, oh, you seem emotionally unstable. Are you serious? Have you guys seen that?
Reliable, dishonest.
Listen.
Yeah, you are dishonest bastards. You're right. Yes, exactly.
In good
Fine,
faith.
that's
He's
all fine.
honest. We didn't say nothing.
Continue.
I came here in good faith.
This like dishonest. We didn't say nothing. This is these two idiots at the bottom. God, you're not understanding. Why are you like? What is it even worth talking to these guys?
Listen, with all due respect, I mean, what we can do now.
I have
is-
no. You
What
don't
would
speak
you-
to me about. Don't speak
Okay,
to me
no
about
problem.
respect. Will you take
no
back what you
problem,
have
no
said?
problem.
Will you have take
No
back everything that
problem,
you
no
have said?
problem. Let's-
I will
let's
not
have-
listen to you. Will you take
Listen,
back everything
listen,
that
let's
you have
just
said
finish.
to
Let's-
people on
listen,
social
listen,
Give
media?
me a chance to speak. Give me a chance to speak.
Sure,
all
go
I'm
ahead.
saying now, putting all of the hostilities and the toxicities to the side.
I will not put it aside.
Oh well, if you can't manage that, right? If you can't manage that, then you can't manage freedom of speech.
What the fuck are you talking about? If you can't manage, oh really? Freedom of speech means like, oh, these people. This is why they're against freedom of speech, because they have no fucking idea what they're talking about. This guy, and this is from Mohammed Hijab. Like, oh yeah, I wrote so many books on morality, utilitarianism, or rights. I went and looked at Enlightenment thinkers. I'm so educated. I'm so knowledgeable, and yeah, somebody so knowledgeable he thinks so. He's so educated. He thinks freedom of speech means like, oh, if I insult you and you can't put that aside, then you don't understand. Then you cannot tolerate freedom of speech. This is this motherfucker's understanding of freedom of speech. He doesn't understand anything about how rights work, and he claims that like, oh yeah, I'm so educated. I'm so smart. He thinks like if I come to you and you're like, hey, I'm gonna rape your wife, and you're like, what the fuck? Why are you talking like this? Like, so, why are you talking to me like this? So insulting. Well, don't talk to me like that. They're like, oh, you have an emotional response to my insults? Then you do not tolerate freedom of speech. Really, Mohammed Hijab? Is that your understanding of how free speech works? Like, and then you go around and claim that you're like this educated guy that like understands like enlightenment thinkers and moral philosophers. You have no fucking idea what you're talking about. You have zero idea what you're talking about. People should not get insulted when you go after their family if they want to support freedom of speech. Is that what you actually think? Holy crap, man, this guy is an idiot. It's so amazing that Muslims go around and think like this is their intellectual. Oh my God.
I just want to say one thing before you. I mean, you can go if you want to. It's just gonna say something about your spirit here.
It will say something
Well,
about you.
look,
Everybody,
look,
I
look,
made a
look,
video about you right now. I made you a debate of you ran away. You are a pussy. You are scared.
Please,
Can you stop?
calm down? Calm down.
One person at a time. One person
You
at a
seem
time.
triggered. You seem
You are a
emotionally
bunch of
unstable.
unreliable, dishonest.
Listen.
I came here in good faith.
That's all fine.
Dishonest? We didn't say nothing.
Continue.
I came here in good faith.
Listen, with all due respect, I mean, what we can do now.
I have
is-
no. You
Hold
don't speak to me about. Don't speak
Okay,
to me
no
about
problem.
respect. Will you
Okay,
take
no
back what you have
problem, no
said?
problem.
Will you have take
No
back everything
problem,
that you
no
have said?
problem. Let's-
I will
let's
not
not-
listen to you. Will you take
Listen,
back everything
listen,
that
let's
you have
just
said
finish.
to
Let's-
people on
listen,
social
give
media?
me a chance to speak. Give me a chance to speak.
Sure,
All
go
I'm
ahead.
saying now, putting all of the hostilities and the toxicities to the side.
I will not put it aside.
Oh well, if you can't manage that, right? If you can't manage that, then you can't manage freedom of speech.
that has nothing to do with
You can't
freedom.
manage freedom of
That
speech.
is
You're
not how
okay
freedom
to-
of speech
You're okay
works.
to eat up
That-
the Quran, laugh at it, and rip it up, but when
You
What I'm
have
doing
no
is
understanding of
something
philosophy.
Guys,
That is not.
When you say, let me educate people here, freedom of speech is not about people not reacting to the bullshit that you're saying. Is that really what people think? Like, oh, I'm just going to say something, and if you react, that means there's no freedom of speech. Oh my God, these people. Is the government, what did the government get involved here?
Everybody, that is not what freedom of speech is about.
Look,
Freedom of speech, freedom of speech is about the fact that I can say something.
I'm not.
Hey, but
I'm,
let him
look,
talk,
I'm not being insulting to you right
It's for
now.
Adam
yeah?
Saleh saying like, AP, let him talk. Really? You want AP to let Mohammed Hijab to speak? Like, really? Do you understand? Did you not see for 8 minutes you didn't let Apostate Prophet speak for 5 seconds, and now you're telling AP to let Muhammad Hijab speak? You guys are not interested in any kind of discussion. You guys just want to be like, oh, look at this. Like, you just want to bring Apostate Prophet. Anytime he wants to make a point, you want to interrupt him. You just want to like act like you destroyed him and go to your mob of insane people who think that you are actually intellectuals and be like, look, we destroyed this extremism. No, it doesn't matter what the Apostate Prophet says. Whatever he says, you guys are going to go around and pretend like you just won, right? But you want to do that but him even speaking is intimidating to you guys. You just want, you're not even interested in learning. And maybe, hey, you're not even considering that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe let me listen to what this guy says. Maybe try to understand his perspective. No, you just want to bring somebody to just shit on him and act like you destroyed him and then go around and just do like a circle jerk with your community and congratulate each other for your victory. That's all you're interested in. This is not about intellectual exchange at all, ever.
You have been insulting enough.
Listen. Sorry, please. You're a person who refutes Islam intellectually. That's at least the claim that you make. All I'm doing now, we're people that have much bigger platforms than you. We're giving you a chance, okay?
We have much bigger platform. Look at the level of arrogance. These fucking morons, like these fucking morons. These are the people that a lot of these Muslims look up to. Oh, we have much larger platform than you. Well, that makes you, yeah, okay. That makes you authority on this. Sure, buddy.
As an unqualified person who, as you are,
look at how bad faith. How bad faith the whole argument is. Like, oh yeah, I'm acting so calm to show like I'm gonna be so insulting and arrogant, and I'm gonna pretend like I'm not by talking in this tone. Like, we have much larger platforms than you guys, and as somebody who like you who is not qualified in any way, like yeah, like, and then you want the person on the other side to be just like, oh yeah, just don't respond to any of these insults. The level of arrogance, and like you again, think about these are the people that want to pretend that they have the morally superior to the rest of us. They just wanna be insulting and get a reaction and go around dance like, oh look, this is why you deserve. This is why This is why if YouTube allowed me, I would shove this Quran some places and show it to you guys like this. You motherfuckers deserve every single thing, that every insult that makes you guys, you know, cringe. Like I want to do things to this Quran. I will go piss on this Quran right after this video. I promise you that. I will. You see this Quran verses? I can't show it on YouTube, okay? I'm gonna piss on this, okay? If that's gonna get a reaction out of you, I will do it, because fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. You think this me doing anything to this piece of paper is even remotely close to you going after insulting people like this and threatening them like this? Dude, look at the way you're treating Apostate Prophet. He came to you guys and he was fair. He was like, hey, we could have a fair discussion. Look at the way you're responding to him. And you think that's anything close to how we treat pieces of paper? Fuck you guys.
To make a case,
you have made
Islam.
You have made your name. You have made your name by attacking. Don't tell me about giving people platforms.
Please. We're giving you a chance. No. I'm gonna say this.
You have made your name by attacking. Don't talk about.
Just for a second. Stop being emotional. Be calm.
Stop being emotional. I'm gonna insult your wife and do rape threats and go after a 3-year-old boy. But stop being emotional about it, okay? Just take it.
All we're saying is, look, if you have a case against Islam, all I want to hear now is your strongest argument against Islam.
I will not talk to you.
Say your strongest argument. We're saying
Say your strongest argument against Islam. I'm happy to hear.
I will not talk to you. I would.
You have an argument. Listen.
You are talking to me. You have to talk. Look, you are talking to me. You have an opportunity now to speak in front of millions of Muslims.
I have made you an offer in which we were.
Look, they're not letting him even. How could he even come to discuss Islam with you guys? You don't even let him finish a single sentence. Are you like, do you think if he has a discussion with you guys about why Islam is fucking bullshit, do you think it's going to be a fair discussion? This is why my Apostate Prophet knew that for this to happen, you need like a moderator or something in a fair environment, because you are not to be trusted.
You have a chance. The floor is yours. In front of millions of people.
Hey, Matteo, please, not that kind of language, okay? And again, anything that we say about these idiots, we're not saying that about Muslims as a whole, okay? Please be careful with that kind of language, okay? Most Muslims are not this bad. The vast majority of Muslims are not this disgusting as these people over here, okay? Do not generalize this about any Muslims, and do not make any statements that involves threats or rape to any group of people, okay? I do not tolerate this in my community, even if you're a paid member. I don't care, okay? Do not do this, please.
This is your chance.
Thank
what
you.
we're saying
I have
is,
made you one offer to do
this is your chance
exactly
in front
that,
of millions
which you
of
have
people.
refused.
Listen,
no,
put the opposite aside for now.
This is not how we do this. This is not how we do this.
Look,
you said you would love to talk.
Don't be scared. You seem jittery. Don't be jittery. Don't be scared.
I'm not. Shut the hell up. This is not about being scared.
Calm down.
Stop being so damn condescending.
Take a chill pill, man.
Take a chill pill. You're not letting him speak. These people, they're pretending like, every time he speaks, like they're saying Mohammed, let Mohammed Hijab speak, but you're not letting him speak. Take a chill pill. Let him speak maybe for 5 fucking seconds.
So damn condescending, okay? Stop being so damn condescending.
You know what I feel like? I'm gonna talk right now. I'm gonna talk. You know what I feel like? I feel like you're trying to take advantage of me and Slim because we're not knowledgeable. Mohammed Hijab is a friend of ours. He's a friend of ours. He is very educated. He is inspiring. Why are you taking off your headphones? Put your headphones on. Can you hear us?
Let me speak.
All right,
yes.
Speak. Please do.
Let him speak. Listen, he just said present your strongest argument.
I cannot hear you. Let me speak.
All right.
We're letting you speak. Go ahead.
Number one.
All right, let's see. 15 minutes, 10 seconds. He said, let me speak. Let's see how long it takes for them to interrupt.
Let me speak. Number one, I made an offer to Mohammed Hijab, which was very clear in the very beginning, which was that we are going to have an online debate. That is the fairest discourse that you could possibly imagine.
Whoa! Look, he said, let me speak. It took 15 minutes, 10 seconds to 11 seconds. 11 seconds. After it was like, let me speak. Let me just speak for 2 minutes. It took them. They can't. They're incapable. They're incapable. They're physically it's impossible for them to let him speak.
happen.
about having this.
Imagine-
Look, even they're jumping in. 11 seconds. They're all jumped in.
Look.
Stop. Well, let him talk. Let him talk. He's using that excuse right now because you keep
what I'm
interrupting.
saying.
All right, listen,
He's
listen.
losing an excuse. It's not an excuse. It's a real thing. You're not letting him speak.
You made an offer to debate him,
It was
right?
the fairest
Are-
offer that
you
you
guys
could
are here to
possibly
debate now.
offer in the world. To
what's
have
better
an,
than
to have
an
an
offer?
actual,
Go
to have an
now.
actual, because you are not letting me talk. Do you see the difference? The difference
Okay.
between a debate would be that I would have 20 minutes to talk. Mohammed Hijab would have 22
Here,
minutes to
you
talk.
have- you
It
have
would be
10
in
to talk right now.
nobody's
Go ahead.
control.
Okay,
He's
Nobody-
like, go ahead. Well, you're not gonna let him. He's like, this is exactly why I wanted a fair environment.
We could
I'm
interrupt
happy to
anybody,
give you a
and
time.
we
If you
could
want a
talk,
time, if
and
that's
we
the
could talk.
excuse-
No, I'm
if
not going
that's
to
the
talk about you
excuse,
on your
look, if
platform.
that's the excuse,
Number
I'm
two,
happy to
number
give you a
two,
time.
number two, Adam, Saleh,
That's the
and Slim.
excuse.
I have offered you a very clear choice and said I will come
Look,
to
if you want
you
10 minutes,
and
and I'll be
talk
quiet
to
in those 10
and
minutes.
talk to Ali Dawa and you
It
two
seems like we're
about
not
our
getting
religious
anywhere here.
beliefs. Did I do that or did I not
Look,
do
look,
that?
look. Can I say
Once
something?
Hijab
Can I
came in,
respond? Can I
you're not
respond to you?
talking.
Can I respond?
Mohammed talk.
Yeah, look. All I'm saying is this, right? Putting all of the negotiations aside for the debate. Look, we're here and now. People on your side and my side, they want to hear an engagement.
Are
If
you
you
gonna
want
share
me
this
to be,
on YouTube?
with all due respect, we don't like each other. That's fine. You can put that to the side. You're here in front of a fresh new audience of Muslim people. All right, we're giving you a chance as someone who is a critic of Islam, a polemic against Islam, to produce your strongest argument against it. Now, what I'm going to say is this: look, I'm happy to stay quiet for as long as you want me to stay quiet. Right
see.
now, if you say, look, stay quiet for 5 minutes, stay quiet for 10 minutes, I will be muted for that time, okay? And then I'll have the same time to
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is he's showing a tweet of him to show them exactly why putting it. He said, keep putting that aside, putting that aside. Let's see what Muhammad Hijab wants Apostate Prophet to put aside. Okay. So this is a tweet by Mrs. Apostate, who I think she's still in the live chat. And then Muhammad Hijab screenshot that, and he said, when these anti-Muslim attention whore Islamophobes need to get on their knees in intellectual submission before they are whipped by freedom of speech by Twitter Muslims, and they reluctantly open their mouth in protestation to find they have been defiled by truth. So this is like obviously a lot of BDSM innuendo here about talking about Mrs. Apostate Prophet, which is absolutely.
I can't see what's going on.
What is this so
I don't know what's
childish?
going on here.
Like this is what they say every time you have nothing to say, every time you have nothing, guys, every time people say this is so childish, try to notice it's usually because they have nothing else, because they can't explain why something is wrong.
What are you doing?
This is
I
so
don't know.
you not.
Yeah, look,
can't
look,
debate?
Let's talk about now. Let's talk about now. Let's have our conversation
let's
now.
have the conversation.
Why should he? Why you guys are demanding him put aside all of this insult? Why should he?
Your tweets. We're gonna pull up your tweets here. You want to pull up tweets?
Yes, pull up his tweets.
Let's pull up your childish tweets and this.
Look, look, you're just running away.
You are making rape
running-
implications
yeah,
about my
these
wife.
anti-Muslim
You are
Yes.
making rape
Islamophobes,
threats
you
about my
need to get-
wife.
That's not about your wife.
You're making rape
It's not about your wife. You just screenshot his wife when you posted this.
implications
not about
about
your
my
wife.
wife.
My God,
that's-
so dishonest. Holy shit. This man.
Aside the point. It doesn't say your wife anywhere there. It says
You are
these.
making rape.
It's right
implications
there,
about
you
my wife,
moron!
and you are
That's nothing to do
seriously,
with your wife. That has
and you are
nothing to do with your wife.
seriously
And it's
You
not
expecting
said you
me.
right
love
there, my
the
friend.
Mohammed Hijab. You
Look,
said
you have a chance.
Mohammed
to
Hijab,
engage
what would
with-
happen if
Where
I
does it
insulted
say
your
your
wife
wife?
sexually?
Why does it say your wife there?
Right here, this is my wife.
It's right there.
No, that
What?
doesn't say when these Islamophobes. That's
What?
these.
These Islamophobes right here. That's his wife.
What
pronoun
would happen?
for
What
For a
would happen
woman?
if I insulted your wife?
You can do it. It's freedom of speech. You can do that if you like.
Yeah,
You
you
know-
Guys, again, this is their intellectual. He thinks it's okay. Yeah, it's freedom of speech. Just guys, my God, these people are fucking morons. Okay, so let me do a milder example. Okay, I could lie to my wife. Okay, and she could come and say like, "Why did you lie to me? I trusted you. We're always honest with each other. Why are you lying to me?" I'm like, "Well, it's not illegal. It's freedom of speech." Like, yeah, it's illegal, but it's not the right. It's legal, but just because it's legal, that doesn't mean it's right. That we don't think the government. Okay, when you're talking about free speech, you're talking about the government being allowing people to say what they want. Okay, so it's free speech in the sense that we don't think it should be illegal to say certain things. That just because something is legal, it doesn't make it morally okay. Do you think that we advocate for the government to get involved with everything that we think is immoral? Everything that we think is immoral? You know what I think is bad? Sugar, too much sugar. Do you think I want the government to tell people how much sugar they should take? Do you think I should get the government to make it illegal for people to lie, for people to cheat, for people to do like cheat on their wife? No, I don't want. I think cheating on your wife is horrible, for example. You shouldn't cheat on your wife. Do I want the government to make it illegal? No, that's not the government's business. So when we are talking about free speech, we mean the government should not get involved and tell people what they should say and what not to say. But when he said, like, look what you're saying, this is wrong, and like it's free speech. Yeah, it's free speech. It means that it's not illegal. It doesn't mean it's right. And it also doesn't mean that we shouldn't be calling it out as something deplorable, as something disgusting and vile. How did they not see this? How does this like pretend to be like a moral philosopher? And this mob believes it. He doesn't understand the basics.
Would it be? Is it free?
No, it is. You insult my prophet, you eat the Quran, you rip it up.
How about?
Yeah, that's a paper. This is paper.
How about Ali Dawa telling me that I should have?
My friend?
How about Ali Dawa telling me that I should have sex with my 3-year-old son?
Your wife
How
is
about
a
that?
public figure. Your wife is online on a public.
A public figure by definition is somebody who has
she has a public profile. She's open
where
to
people know her just by her name.
Why is it that freedom of
a public even? Okay, first of all, you could argue that she's not a public figure or is a public figure, but if let's say she was, let's say another actual public figure, let's say a celebrity who's very famous, okay? If you go out and say like, oh yeah, make rape threats towards her and insult her sexually or in any way, it doesn't matter how public you are. That is still wrong, okay? When people say so somebody's a public figure so you could comment on them, that's different from actually making that, insulting, making sexual comments. That's different. Okay, so again, this is something that Mohammed Hijab doesn't understand. What people actually say, and he's trying to copy, but he doesn't understand it, so he's doing a shit job about it, is when people say like, okay, so your personal life can be commented on if you're a public figure. This is what you sign up for. If you're like, and usually they're talking about like celebrities or politicians, not Apostate Prophet's wife, okay? But even in those cases where people are very famous, they're usually talking about commentary, not like these rape threats and not going doxing people. That's not what they're talking about. Again, these are basic things that Mohammed Hijab doesn't understand, and yet people think like he's like this intellectual.
Speech is only applicable when
that is not what freedom of speech is about. Freedom of speech.
Why can you rip up the Quran? Why can you eat the Quran? But then when we come back, right, and do something against a public figure, which you might find distasteful, you're now panicking and having an anxiety attack.
See, think about the question again. Think about this person. How a lot of people take him seriously. He said, why is it okay for you to do something against paper and not okay for us to go after your wife? I mean, the fact that they even have to ask that question means that all of this insult to the Quran was all worth it to demonstrate to the whole world how their priorities work. That he's genuinely asking that question, that as if it even deserves an answer.
Mohammed Hijab,
why has the cat?
You are an intellectual.
Why has the cat got your tongue?
You are an intellectual.
Why are you insulting him? Why are you insulting him? Why don't you produce your strongest argument against Islam?
Are you stupid? Are you sitting there insulting me? I'm responding to you.
He's not insulting you.
Look, I'm saying
he insulted him all the time.
You look. If you want 10 minutes,
he's like, why are you insulting him, right? Even though Mohammed Hijab originally said what I keep thinking, Mohammed Hijab just said like, oh, you're not qualified, you're not, and he also insulted his wife, and now people are asking him, why are you insulting him? Whoa, we got Hindu historian, we got us a $5 Canadian super chat, and thank you so much for the super chat saying, how does anyone take this idiot seriously anymore? Hi, Armin and AP. Thank you so much, Hindu historian. I don't know if you're gonna regret your super chat to us when I start covering Hinduism, though. But thank you so much for the super chat.
Listen, look, don't worry about insults. Insults are freedom of speech. That's what you believe.
No, they're not. That's
Yes,
not how it works.
They are freedom of speech.
That is not how it works.
Look, with all due respect,
You have no understanding of philosophy. That is not how freedom of speech
I have
works.
4 degrees to my name.
Yeah, you don't know anything about it. Freedom of speech.
That is not what freedom of speech is.
And one of those, by the way, is in political philosophy, which is about freedom of speech.
By bearded
What are your
Islamists, that's
degrees?
where you got your philosophy degrees,
What are your
probably.
degrees? What are your
Actually, you guys, Susanna is right. Susanna is saying they're trying to gaslight Ridwan because they know he has anxiety disorder. I'm actually so impressed with Ridwan. Like, he's laughing right now. Like, as somebody that doesn't have anxiety disorder in this situation, I would be like, how do you have this much patience with these people? So given the anxiety disorder that Ridwan has to deal with, like, his performance here is so look like he's just laughing at this idiocy. This is amazing. Like, hats off to Ridwan.
It doesn't matter to you. It doesn't matter to you. You don't. It doesn't matter to you.
Man.
It doesn't matter to you. You don't have a basic understanding of freedom of speech.
You do not have the authority to tell me what you think freedom of speech is. I have actually written books on liberalism.
I don't care.
How
If
many
you
books you write?
contradict
My professors, when they were peer reviewing them, they didn't tell me that I was wrong about my understandings of freedom of speech.
Okay, can you tell me this then?
Yeah.
According to you,
But before we go this again, so the super chat that we got from Hindu historian saying attack Hinduism all you want. Well, thank you. But again, thank you for the permission. Again, I don't need the permission, but I appreciate the fact that you gave me a super chat, even though you know my anti-Hinduism stance. That takes some level of tolerance that many people don't have.
does freedom of speech mean that you can say whatever you want and nobody should get angry about this?
Well,
Exactly. Thank you. Even though he has like a few seconds to just get a few words here and there, he just like asks the exact right question. Like, do you think that freedom of speech means that you get to insult me and I don't have to react? Do you think that is freedom of speech?
according to liberal philosophers like John Stuart Mill, in his book
this is
on
important.
utilitarianism and other books like On Liberty and so on, freedom of speech is only curtailed by the harm principle. And
God, you fucking moron! This is him trying to pretend like he's an intellectual. Yeah, it's freedom of speech has nothing to do with people not reacting to each other. It has freedom of speech is about the government getting involved or not getting involved. You fucking moron!
for him, freedom, the harm principle entailed physical harm. There were some things that he mentioned in his book that he saw was distasteful, right? So, for example, people having sexual intercourse, he said things that affect the sensibilities of people. But for example, people having sexual intercourse on the roadsides, John Stuart Mill saw that as something which is unethical. But in terms of me insulting, the freedom to insult is not something which is censored by people, freedom of speech advocates, including those.
So he completely misunderstands everything he's reading. You go back, read those books. We have the Apostate Prophet here by $20. Wow, thank you so much. That we have the great Prophet here himself. He's saying, why is it okay for you to damage paper, but it's not okay for us to threaten your life and your family? That is exactly the question that he asked. You know what? This question does not even need a response. All we have to do is to show the whole world that this was a genuine question that they asked, and they were not joking. They were being serious about it. They were genuinely wondering, how is it okay for us to shit on their court on pieces of paper like this, and why it's not okay for them to threaten our wives and our children? They're genuinely asking that as, holy crap. No, and then they ask that, and we just have to truncate that, and they pretend after like, oh yeah, we destroyed the Apostate Prophet. Oh, we won. Apostate Prophet is finished. You destroyed yourselves, you fucking morons. And here he's like, oh yeah, it's about the harm principle, and yeah, this is what freedom of speech is about. Like, we have like they're utilitarians, and they're trying to figure out what actually causes harm or not. Yeah, to see how when the government should get involved, they're trying to decide what should be allowed and what should be allowed. And to decide when the government should get involved. And here's another thing that you don't understand, Mohammed Hijab. If the level of harm is below a certain level, the government doesn't get involved. The harm has to, because the level of harm that involves giving a government so much authority to control our lives over small moral issues, the harm from that is higher than the small little harms here and there that we're going to be preventing. So yes, it's all about harm prevention. Morality is about harm prevention. But when it comes to the government, which free speech is part of, like, government, then it's not just about harm prevention. It's about the level of harm being high enough that it would justify the government to step in, and the government giving the government that authority, that harm from that is not going to be higher than the harm that you're trying to prevent. So you keep claiming that you read all of these books, but you don't seem to understand the most basic part of free speech, that this is about government, not about people's interaction with each other. If you miss that, it doesn't matter how many books you read. Like, you miss the most basic parts.
Philosophical founding fathers. Now, my point is this: it's very happy days for you when you come up and rip the Quran and eat it and spit it out. It's freedom of speech. But when hold on. But when I don't, within the scope of the law, because to this day there's no police officer that has contacted me, and believe you,
Mattia saying, "AP, love you. Sorry, Armin, for swearing." That's okay, Mattia. Don't do. I mean, it's not about. I'm okay with swearing, Matteo. I just didn't like it that you were generalizing in all group of Muslims. Swearing. I swear all the time.
Me, there is no court injunction against me. All the things that I've said on Twitter are by law, UK law and US law, absolutely within the full scope of the law.
This is what they don't understand. They confuse morality with legality. They're like, oh, there's nothing wrong with what I did because no police came to my door. Okay, so is cheating on your wife. Cheating on your wife is not going to be legal. Does that make it okay?
And I'm waiting for a court order. I'm waiting for an injunction to prove me otherwise. There's nothing within the spirit or letter of the law, nor
was that my question,
within the parameters of freedom of speech.
Oh yeah, and thank you so much for the super chat, Matteo. I appreciate that.
Liberal ethics that stop me from insulting you and your wife, who has a public figure platform, attacking Islam and calling the Prophet of Islam all kinds of names. If you cannot handle the freedom of speech when it comes back at you, do not try and give it to people, a community of people, by spitting out the Quran, laughing at the Quran, and so on and so forth, because that would imply that you are a person of weakness.
Was that my question?
Yeah. So that answers your question.
Let me respond. Was that my
question? Yeah, it wasn't his question. He's asking whether,
question. Do you really think that was my question?
What's your question? Just repeat it for yourself.
Was that really my question?
What was your question?
My question was, according to your understanding of freedom of speech, does freedom of speech mean that you can say whatever you want and no one can be angered about it?
No, not whatever you want. There are laws of libel. There are laws of defamation. There are laws of copyright.
That's not the point.
He doesn't even understand what AP is asking. God damn it, this person. God damn it. And they think that.
So there are
your freedom of speech. Does freedom of speech, according to you, mean that no one can be angry about it? About what you say?
Angry.
The phrase people usually use to make this point that AP is trying to make to these idiots is that freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences. Freedom of speech means freedom from consequences from the government. But it doesn't mean freedom from consequences at all. Okay? If somebody responds to your moronic takes or your claims, that is not a violation of your freedom of speech. Like, how do these people not get that?
About you eating and spitting out the Quran, and you and David.
Of course, you can.
It doesn't matter. If you don't want to play by the rules, don't do the things.
What rules? That's not.
Well, that was not what my question was about, because you are making it look like
we can be angry.
You are making it look like I have no right to be angry and to refuse to talk to you.
You're angry
because you insulted. Because you.
It's got nothing to do.
Let him speak. God damn it!
And when you have the opportunity to debate him, get in your face.
My God, the level of patience by Ridwan here, like.
It's irrelevant. Your
Do you
anger,
see this? Do you see
your
this?
anger.
This-
The truth doesn't care about your anger.
Everybody, do you see this? This is exactly why I'm not wanting to have this conversation.
Why?
I'm
Because
here trying to give you a response, and you haven't even let me talk.
Yeah, exactly. Anurag is saying for these guys, morality is whatever they can get away with, which is why they need someone to tell them what they can't do. But again, it's amazing that these people think that this was a major destruction of AP, because AP clearly demonstrated here why the debate needs to be in a place where everything is neutral, where it's controlled, where there's a moderator. You're showing him why the only way you could get him to talk to you was to trick him and be through dishonesty. Like you're making his case for them. It's amazing that they are putting this out there as if this is a destruction of AP. This is a destruction of yourselves.
Come on, man. You never.
By the way, I think like a YouTube channel called Modern Day Debates, they hosted a couple of debates by me with some people. I think that would be a good place to host a debate like this.
Well,
What you're
genuinely.
talking about is responding.
Go ahead.
Come on. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay, I will include this in my upcoming video about you, Mohammed Hijab. I think you can evade that, but I have a video upcoming about you in which I will demonstrate.
This is not about Mohammed Hijab. This isn't about Ali Dawah or anybody. I don't know if you're in love with him or something, but this is about you ripping up the Quran and laughing at people eating the Quran and talking about urinating on the Quran on your Twitter.
Is this worse? Is this worse than telling people that they should be put to death for?
This guy, no, we don't condone it. Look, you're childish.
You're complaining about insulting, and then you're doing something with insulting.
Is this worse?
Great, because you guys see this as the same, right? You guys, he doesn't need to argue with you guys. He just needs to demonstrate that you guys are equating this with rape threats.
I mean,
Worse.
What about
worse than telling people that they should?
It doesn't affect us when you
believe in right and wrong.
I put the
Like this
Quran
guy is still stuck. Do you believe in right or wrong? This guy is so funny.
I can burn the Quran. I can put it in water.
It's great that it doesn't affect you. It's great. It's fantastic that it doesn't affect you.
What's your point by doing that?
But is this worse than telling people that they should be?
Like a fool right now. Right?
This is your defense.
What we're saying is, we're not saying that you should be killed. Let me put that on the record.
You brought it up. I'm responding to you.
Let me tell you something.
Let me put it telling people they should be killed.
Apis, listen. I'm telling you right in front of you.
Fuck up. Don't call me Apis, okay?
It's so funny. Like they're calling him like, oh, why do you have to be insulting? And they're calling him Apis. They don't see their own hypocrisy. They do you see how many times they were complaining about him being insulting, and they go around and calling him Apis? Like, they're such hypocrites. They're such hypocrites. It's one thing to be this hypocritical and destroy yourself this obviously. It's another thing to go and publish it to your own community and think like this was a major win for you. Like these people are fucking morons. They're just morons.
You have talked enough. I have gave you the time to respond.
Why would
answer me one question?
7,000 miles away.
Answer me one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Adam Saleh and Slim Al Bahir here were not convinced that this is the response. According to Islam, under an Islamic,
let him speak.
Unqualified understanding of it.
Wow, look, they're telling him to. Okay, he is so interesting. Like, okay, come on, give us your best take on Islam. Come on, give us. And he's starting to speak it like, oh, you're unqualified to speak about Islam. They tried. They did 24 minutes of trying to get him to speak about Islam. He finally like, okay, fine. You want to talk about Islam? Let's talk about Islam. It doesn't get even 2 seconds, and like he's talking about Islam, and you're like, you're unqualified to talk about Islam. Then what the fuck are you trying to do? Like, what the whole point is? Why should anybody ever talk to you guys ever? Holy crap, these people! Wow, we got another super chat. Thank you so much, Nilofar. Support for AR. Thank you. That's very kind.
You're not qualified.
Yeah, and they're putting this out there as a win. They're like, hey, come on, go on, talk, give us your take on Islam. We're gonna let you speak. He opens his mouth. Oh, interruption. You're unqualified to talk about Islam. And they're like, hey, look, we destroyed AP. Wow, great job.
Are you? Let's be honest. You don't have any training in Islam, do you?
True, that's true.
You are
You don't have any training in Islam. Do
Look
you
at
have
this
any-
guy is laughing. He thinks this is a win. This is your own destruction, and you think this is a win.
according to
Look
Islam.
at him.
According to Islam.
By your own admission. So why?
Look at Hijab. Look, yeah. You interrupted him. Like you tried to get him to speak, and then you interrupted him and said, like, you're not qualified. Oh, tell us. Oh, you're unqualified. Oh yeah, Hijab.
You saying according to Islam? You should say according to my understanding of Islam. Which
I'm asking you a question. Can I ask you a question about the Islamic rulings?
Yes, sir.
According to,
You can
I ask you a question?
ask the educator the question. Yes.
Look how arrogant these these are, such idiots, and they're so they have no understanding of what they're talking about, and yet they go and they're like, oh yeah, I'm the educator, you can ask me because you're unqualified and I'm the smart qualified person here. The level of arrogance, and the fact that the arrogance comes with so much stupidity, like, it's unbelievable. It's just so unbelievable. Like, these people, and not only that, people celebrate him. His community celebrates them as a model, as a role model for Muslims. Holy shit, guys. This man is an embarrassment to any movement that he wants to belong in. He's an embarrassment.
You are an idiot. Can I ask you a question about the Islamic rulings according to my understanding? You don't even have the brain to think about this. I'm asking you a question.
Wow, we got a $5 Canadian super chat. Thank you so much for the super chatting. I'm almost in tears from laughing at Slim.
Islamic rulings.
Was that
according to the Islamic jurisdiction?
Thank you.
According to Islam, according to the Islamic
jurisprudence,
whatever. According to it's my third language. While you spend time going into answer the question. According to Islam, somebody who leaves Islam, i.e., me or other people, somebody who leaves Islam and makes it public that they have left Islam and explains to the public that they have left Islam and why they have left Islam. Is this person to be put to death under Islam?
Well, I've written a book on this. It's actually called
I
just want to put to you that I've written a book on this, which is actually my dissertation for one of my degrees, which I got a distinction in.
Look how arrogant he is. He's like, he thinks so highly of himself. Oh my God. This is your role model. And he talks about morality. Like this guy, this arrogant motherfucker.
And which was peer reviewed by two liberal people.
He's asking you a direct question and you cannot answer him. You're like, oh yeah, I wrote a book about this and it was peer reviewed by 2 people. Just go jack off in the corner. Okay, and maybe these 2 people could come help you. Okay, just go, like, you guys could go join wherever he is and he could just jack off and they could, all 3 of you could just help him,
I then given the distinction. So I think this will be a professional answer here, not like yours. My answer.
Look at the I think this is going to be a professional answer, unlike yours. God, and they're like, oh, stop being insulting. These motherfuckers.
It really depends on the situation.
And look how calm Apostate Prophet is being about it. Look how he's talking and how Apostate Prophet is taking it. Like the level of patience. God, it's frustrating.
Islam, the only ruling in Islam is that the person who is a public apostate is to be put to death. In fact, in the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, where the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had a negotiation with Suhail ibn Amr, in that treaty, there was a clear parenthesis put in place, or a clause, a stipulation put in place, whereby apostates would be actually redirected or strategically relocated. For that reason.
But okay, so the Anurag is saying that is a studio trick, like applause after a joke. Those 2 at the bottom agree with whatever Hijab says and disagree with all AP has to say and make it seem like consensus is on Hijab's side. Yeah, exactly. So he's just going to basically say, like, oh, maybe I've looked into this. Here's what he's just going to claim, right? I looked into this, and based on my understanding that, and this is only after we destroyed them on this point. Like, we showed them how embarrassingly immoral Islam is. And they got cornered into a position that they realized how bad these hadiths are. The hadith that says, look, you leave Islam, you die. Okay, it's so obviously written in black and white in so many hadiths and the fact that now it's getting exposed, they know how embarrassing this is, and they try to make excuses for it, and they can't because it's one of the most obvious parts of Islam. Okay, and they know that this is a major weakness in the modern world and how barbaric that sounds. So Mohammed Hijab, in all his wisdom, he think that he came up with a solution. And what he's going to make, the claim that he's going to make, I know his community might buy it, but it's so stupid that I don't know if we, okay, so he's going to try to say that him by himself and all his wisdom have figured out that the actual ruling could be that we could just kick Muslims out of Islamic countries. We could just kick them out rather than killing them. So he thinks, what he's claiming is that for 1400 years, all the scholars and all the great thinkers and all the tafsir writers and all the hadith commentators of all these major Islamic sects, they all got it wrong. But now that they're being cornered in this modern world with higher standards of morality that Islam has ever came up with, now that they're being pushed into a corner that they cannot defend the indefensible, Muhammad Hijab, with all his wisdom, have seen something that people have ignored for 1400 years, and he thinks he's qualified because he wrote 2 nonsensical books and was probably peer-reviewed by, he thinks it's been peer-reviewed by people dumber than him. Hi. We got a new member. We got our own CEO became a new member. Susanna, why you're a new member? Thank you, Susanna.
And many of the scholars, in fact, from my reading, the majority of scholars say it's possible that a public apostate, and listen carefully, I'm answering your
majority of scholars. Yes, sure. This has come on.
A public apostate, just like yourself, not just within the Western world, but within an Islamic state. Is not actually put to death and is strategically located to another country, for example, a safe haven.
Shit.
And that is not despite the Islamic law. That is because of it. And
look at this. This Islamic expert is ignoring all the tafsir and all the commentary for 1400 years, and he's just trying to pretend like it's not there. It's not here, guys. The consensus is actually different. I just find it's not. In my great wisdom, it's not. Okay, so if you're gonna ignore Islamic jurisprudence and all of the tafsir and all the commentary, then you claim to be the expert. Apostate Prophet knows that this is not the case.
The reason, so the evidence of that is the hadith in Bukhari, which is as you know, the most.
Oh my God, we got another new member! Wow, walnut banana bread. Thank you so much, walnut. Oh, now I'm hungry. Thank you so much.
This point on the kitab of the hadith of Suhail ibn Amr. So, in other words, what I actually recommend in my book, which is ironic, I say that in this day and age, my position is not that apostates, even in Muslim countries, this is my position, even in Muslim countries which claim to rule by Islamic law, I propose in the book,
my book, in contradiction to my own prophet, this is my opinion. Well, your opinion doesn't fucking matter. Let me, if I could bring the Bukhari hadith while he's talking.
I propose that it would be within the maslahah, the common interest of the Muslim people, to make peace treaties, the like of which was seen by the Prophet Muhammad himself, with non-Muslim countries, such that apostates in certain Muslim countries are not to be put to death, and in fact are strategically located to other non-Muslim countries in a way to protect their life. And in fact, if you go against such treaty, according to the scholars that I've mentioned, Ibn al-Qayyim al-Jawziyah, al-Mirdawi, and others, who actually mentioned this very explicitly in their jurisprudential tracts, if you go against this, then that would be something which is seen as immoral because it goes against the contractual agreements. It says in Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 1, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu awfu bil uqud. Oh, you have believed, be faithful to your contracts. And that includes contracts with disbelieving nations. It includes contracts with non-Muslim nations and so on and so on. So my position actually is this: if there is a country now that wants to rule by Islamic law, I do not think it within the common interest of that particular country to exercise that particular law of apostasy. I think it is within the full scope of the jurisprudential Islamic allowance, as well as the law for that Muslim country.
He's just speaking nonsense. This is one of the many hadiths that says this, right? That the blood of the person here, Allah's messenger. So this is Bukhari hadith. There's a lot of this, right? That you could lawfully shed only the blood of a Muslim in 3 cases, and one of them, the one who abandons Islam. Okay, this is, and there's a lot of this. This is not just one of the. This is just one of them. Like, this is a standalone hadith. Like, there is no context. This is the entire context. They're asking him, when can we kill people? When can we kill Muslims? The people. When can we, among the people from the Muslim community, the people who accepted Allah at some point and Muhammad as prophet at some point, when can we kill them? One of those is the one who abandons Islam. There you go. It's your hadith. It's Sahih Bukhari. It doesn't get more authentic than Hadith Bukhari. This is actually Sahih Muslim. Sahih Muslim and Sahih Bukhari are the top 2 books, but Bukhari even has more. Is saying, and this is multiple chain of narration, all the standards that is required for a hadith to be authentic, even beyond just being in Bukhari and Muslim, having multiple chain of narration, they meet this one ruling. It meets every single fucking standard. There is no way they can get away from this, and he's trying to, but they can't.
To make a peace treaty with other non-Muslim countries such that there will be a strategic.
Ooh, the Mrs. Prophet is pointing out something. He didn't say sallallahu alaihi wasallam after mentioning the Prophet. Ooh,
relocation.
Scandalous.
And that is my position on the matter. Yes, of course, in history there have been times where there have been public apostasies, but in the book that I've written, and the capital punishment employed, but that's not the position that I think is most beneficial for the world today. And I think actually my historical.
So your Islam is shit then. Your Islam is fucking shit. Really. By the way, look at his argument. I'm gonna end this here. If you guys want me to continue, like, we went through half an hour of it. This whole thing is 2 hours, right? But let me just tell you what he's saying before I start paying attention a little bit more to the super chat, and then we go. His whole argument is not that it's immoral to kill ex-Muslims. He's saying it's strategically not in our interest to kill ex-Muslims right now. He's going to argue that this is going to be such an embarrassment for the Muslim world, and they're going to use human rights excuses to come after us. And that's his reason for not killing. That is his reason for not killing ex-Muslims. So even when he says, like, even in Mohammed Hijab's understanding, even when he says, okay, fine, let's not kill ex-Muslims, his point is not that, yeah, it's wrong, we shouldn't kill people just because they change their opinion. He's like, well, if we kill ex-Muslims, they're gonna come after us. Because they're gonna say, like, human rights, and it's just gonna be like, it strategically doesn't make sense, so let's just not kill them because they're gonna use this against us. That's why we shouldn't kill ex-Muslim. And this is a guy, and this is a guy that talks about morality. like, oh yeah, our moral standards. You guys don't understand moral standards. The guy that says the reason why we shouldn't kill ex-Muslims right now is because it's strategically inconvenient. And then they put this out there and they think they destroyed the apostate prophet. Holy shit. It's so ironic. All right, guys, let me know after the live stream is over. I'm going to now pay attention a little bit to the live chat and see what you guys are saying. But let me know if you want me to continue the rest of this debate. We finished half an hour of it. Let me see. Yeah. And also, by the way, yeah, actually, Justin is making a good point as well, because the position of killing ex-Muslims is so disgustingly vile and deplorable in so many different ways that we don't even notice that, strategically dislocating people is demographic engineering. Did we get a super chat that I missed? I did, didn't I? Oh, yeah, sorry, Tim saying, are we watching the whole 2 hours? And don't forget to like and dislike the video. Yes, please. Thank you so much, Tim, for the £5 super chat. I answered that, I think, already. Right? Wait, where is that? My YouTube channel went out. Here. Are we still okay? Yes, we're still okay. Yeah, but I will continue if I notice in the comment section after the live stream was over. If there's a lot of demand for me to continue in the comment section, then I will continue. Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat. There's another thing. Yeah, I was actually finishing a thought. I was saying like, yeah, forcing people to move. This is, this is why we find the far right. Okay, so the far right, the white Nash. You know what? I'm not gonna finish that because YouTube doesn't like it. Those people, the white douchebaggery people. I think if I say that, people YouTube is not gonna notice who I'm referring to. We consider them disgusting, vile people because of what Mohammed Hijab wants to do, right? Now, which is a less disgusting thing than the original position of just killing people, right? So the original position of killing ex-Muslims is way worse than this alt-right people, but he came down to where this whole white douchebaggery people, the far right people are. Like, okay, fine. We're not going to kill them. We're just going to force them out of the country, which is demographic engineering, forced demographic engineering that we already consider vile anyways, right? I got another $2 super chat here by the cult breaker saying AP should have asked why ex-Muslims need to be relocated. Yeah, it's a challenge because you could go two ways. You could first go like, actually, no, that's not what it says. It actually says that you should be killing ex-Muslims. Or you could go with like, wait, really? This is where you think, is this your argument that it's not as bad as killing ex-Muslims? It's only forcing people out of their country because they're ex-Muslims? Like, is that really your defense? But you don't know which way to go because both of them are true. But you have to pick your battles, right? But I guess if you fall for that trap and try to tell them like how disgusting that is already as well, the problem with that argument is that you're making it seem like they're making a valid point. Like they're not. Islam is very clear about killing ex-Muslims. So it's tempting to tell them like, wow, congratulations for only being as disgusting as far right people. Before you were even more disgusting than them. Now you're only as disgusting as far right. It's very tempting to go that route, but if you do go that route, then you're like conceding that they have a point, which they don't. We got another super chat that I'm seeing on my phone, but I'm not seeing on StreamYard. Let me just check. Tom S gave 2 thumbs up super chat. I'm seeing it on my phone, but for some reason I'm not seeing it on stream. Oh, here it is. I missed it on StreamYard, so thank you. Thank you so much for that. Gonna just answer a few more questions before we leave. I really need to pee. And guys, I really need to pee right now, and I promise you, this, I'm an honest person, okay? I don't lie, okay? This piece of Quran right here, this will be peed on right after this live stream. I promise you that. I promise. I can't show it on YouTube because YouTube doesn't, obviously, right? But I promise you that after this live stream is over, I'm peeing on this. You believe me, right? You guys believe me? Because I have nothing to lose. Why wouldn't I do that? I'm going to do it. I really have to pee anyways right now. Well, we got another super chat. Another super chat by I2B saying, here, how can I highlight? Where did I go? Why the live chat is moving so fast? That's why. Okay, here. I declared takfir on hijab for his bid'ah. He must answer for his kufr. Oh, actually, that's a very good point. That's bid'ah. That is bid'ah. Bid'ah is a form of shirk. No, shirk is a form of bid'ah. Wait, which way was it? Shirk is a form of bid'ah or bid'ah is a form of shirk? It doesn't matter. It's all make-believe. But yeah, that's one of the worst sins in Islam. Mohammed Hijab is committing bid'ah, which means innovation for people. Oh yeah, hashtag simp for Susanna. Guys, Susanna, if she doesn't get her simp army, she's going to be very sad. So make sure you simp for Susanna. Yes, I have nothing to lose. I'm going to pee on the Quran. I promise you. Yes. Anything else? People are saying Muhammad. No, yeah, I'm not gonna. Okay, so that's it. Yes, innovation. Bid'ah means innovation. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. Oh wait, let me show you guys that what's coming up on our next live stream. The next live stream is even more exciting than this one, if you could believe it. This is something that the Apostate Prophet would be very interested in because Mohammed Hijab was claiming something. Guys, I almost forgot to tell you this. Mohammed Hijab was in one of his videos like, oh no, atheism is not growing. Look, people are becoming more Muslim Islamic in Iran. He gave Iran as an example, the worst country that he could give it as an example. He gave and I was like, yeah, I know a thing or two about Iran, buddy. That's not a good example. So I actually have this next live stream that's coming. You could go, if you go to the homepage of Atheist Republic and you click on you see the upcoming live streams here? Look at this one. Look at this one. This is coming in 10 hours. Look at the title. Half of Iranians have left Islam, according to new poll. Half. I did not believe this when I saw it. I would have never seen anything like this. And guys, we're gonna be skeptical. We're gonna remain skeptical. We're gonna be optimistic but skeptical at the same time. We're gonna try to put our skepticism hats on, but we're gonna go through the study with each other, see what this new poll is showing. All right. But this is fucking exciting, guys. This is so exciting. And we're gonna go over this with each other, okay? So that's coming. So again, make sure you subscribe to the channels and you hit the notification bell so you see the awesome live streams like this coming. And I want more live stream ideas from you guys. So go, link to our Discord server is in the description. Go to our Discord server, and then on our Discord server, go to the video recommendation channel. And what I want to see recommendations is mostly related to Islam and the woke cult. Those are the two things that I'm going to focus my attention on: the woke cult and Islam, especially if it's Muslims coming out and having commentary themselves on pop culture. I will comment on them commenting on pop culture. That would be the most interesting thing, okay? Because that's the best excuse to get people interested and to see how vile Islam is, right? AJ is saying, holy shit, half. Half. Like, honestly, when I saw that, like, I didn't, I am I'm very optimistic about how people are abandoning religion. I'm very optimistic, but I never would have, even with my optimism, those numbers, I would have never guessed to see those numbers in my lifetime. I would think that, maybe one day, maybe next generation people, maybe, okay? But maybe in 2 generations. But guys, half. I'll talk more about this later when it comes up. But join me there because there's some nuanced stuff that I want to add to it, okay? Susanna saying half, Masha Bliss. Yes, Masha Bliss. Yeah. Justin is saying, I'm excited for the Islam is right about women video, chaos in small town after sign posted. Oh yeah, did you suggest that, Justin? Is that a recent thing? Because if it's recent, that's a great suggestion. I'm going to look that up. Stay away. Yes, as our great dear prophet says, as always, stay away from Islam, you beautiful heathens. Thank you, Susanna, for saying that. Matthias is saying, I'm Persian and ex-Muslim. Well, you're half of Iran apparently now. Ethan is saying, what religion or absence of religion they going to? Well, tune into our live stream. We'll go over every single one of those details in the next live stream, okay? Anyways, then this is the juicy stuff because I'm going to go into Persian commentary and the Persian data there because there's not that much English coverage on this. It's a little bit, but this is the kind of stuff that I can translate for you guys, and you guys are not going to get this anywhere else, okay? Anyways, love you guys. No, I don't love all of you. I only love the people who are subscribed or the people who are following us on Twitch. So we have also a Twitch channel. So look that up. Follow us on Twitch. Help us grow our, in case we ever lose our YouTube channel, so you know that we're on Twitch. But again, I only love the people here who have subscribed or following us on Twitch. You could also hit the notification bell. No, you can't. No, it's not you can't. Just hit the notification bell. Goddamn, hit the notification. If you want to join live with us, hit the notification bell. Because if you're watching this later, you're not going to be involved in the conversation. So the only way to make sure you're part of the conversation is to hit the notification bell. There are great prophet, the Apostate prophet is saying, hope to talk to you soon. Thanks, everyone. Yes, Apostate prophet, please do a video on the number of people who are leaving Islam in Iran. If you want to talk about it, I could give you some sources on this. Anyways, love you guys. Talk to you soon. And bye. Hit the notification bell right now. Bye.